Alrighty, guys. Next game we got for you is another NFC wildcard game. It is going to be Seattle versus Philly at Philly. Seahawks coming off a tough loss last week to the 49ers. Coming up an inch short, which in my opinion, I think they got robbed on third down. There was an obvious pass interference that wasn't called. But, hey, shit happens. Situationally, depending on if they win or lose, Seahawks may face the 49ers again.
I hope they do round 3. That'd be a great round 3.
So we'll have to see there. Yeah, they 49ers ended up beating them last week, 26-21. So it should be another interesting game here. The Eagles were having a tough battle in their division, back and forth with the Cowboys, but they finally got it wrapped up over there. That puts them at the number 4 seed, and obviously Seahawks being the 5th seed.
And Eagles get a home game out of this one.
Yeah, which was weird too.
Because they're a division winner is the only reason why.
Right. Yeah, I think that's mainly what it had to do with. But, you know, these two teams have played each other. Seattle beat the Eagles 17-9 earlier this year.
Scrape by.
So another interesting game here. Not one of my favorite ones. I think I already know the winner. I have the winner in my opinion, but you may differ. But let's see. Let's check it out.
Yep, let's get into it. All right, like we said, it's the Seahawks and Eagles. Two birds coming in at Sunday night, 3:30 Eastern. This is going to be a great game. Initially, I thought, you know what? Seahawks got this under wraps, but taking a closer look at it, yeah, they beat him in the regular season, but Russell Wilson was average in the game. I think this defense has come a long ways for the Eagles. Eagles have tremendously stepped up week after week in back-to-back losses for the Seattle Seahawks to the Cardinals, and then that close game in which they probably should have won since we changed the whole, interference rules and stuff like that. Should have went their way, but it didn't. The rush offense is still pretty high in this one, but they're without Penny and all that. But they got Lynch back.
They did get Lynch. I was going to say they don't have Penny anymore, so don't let this video fool you here. They picked up Marshawn right before that last game, so they got him into the lineup.
Got a touchdown.
He got himself a touchdown, as you can see
leaping
here.
Over the top.
You know, coming in, he got the most carries. He put up only 34 yards. What's his name? Defense. What's his name on the other end? Had about 10 carries for a couple more yards. Yeah, there he is right there. 10 carries on 62. So I think he was getting a majority of the yards there. Obviously, Marshawn, I'm pretty sure when Seattle plays him now, I think their mindset coming in is that they're going to play him in the red zone. But from last week, they didn't do that at all. As soon as they got into the red zone, they took him right out,
which made no sense at all.
Right.
It's like,
and they didn't run the ball one time,
and here we are back again at the Super Bowl. But I think the defensive rush side could fare well for the Eagles. They're 4th in the league right now, but you're also facing a number 4 passing offense that could play action off that.
DK Metcalf, I told you, man. In 2019, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Rookie.
He was a guy that I wanted Green Bay to pick up because, hell, Devontae Adams only had like 87 more yards than him or something like that.
Yeah, he had 1,000 yards, but they did need his help, but they traded away that pick. The defense, like I said, that could win this ball game for the Eagles. I'm going to go ahead and say the Eagles might pull this one out. I mean, they're at home. They're not a real strong team. You're looking at their defensive yards per game.
27, 18th, and tied for 28th. That still puts them at 14th. So, I mean, as far as that offense goes, they're still decent.
But here's the number to look at right here. Third down defense, 4th to Seattle's third down offense at 16th, just midway. That could come into factor here, especially deep down in those late quarters whenever they're trying to score to maybe even tie it up and take the lead. But I don't know. I've been wishy-washy, like you always say that word with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Offensively, but the defense is there, I think. But I mean, hell, look out for them in the red zone. Obviously, they're 3rd best in the league. It's just, do they show up when they're supposed to?
Right.
That's the problem here. So I think I'm going to play a safe bet.
I think that's the biggest question.
I'm going to play a safe bet. I initially wanted to pick the Eagles, but I think I'm going to stick with Seattle on the road here. I think Russell Wilson is better to trust than Carson Wentz at this point. Everybody can argue that however you want to see it, but Carson Wentz is just struggling himself this year too. And I think this would be a huge bounce-back game for the Seattle Seahawks. They're on a 2-game lose streak. and they're trying to get back and get that revenge game against the Niners.
Oh, I definitely agree. Not hating on the Eagles. They were just there last year and won the bitch.
Well, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and then didn't get it done. Now they're a 9-17, barely making the playoffs. But yeah, I had to go with Seattle on this one. Seattle's 7-1 on the road. Philly's 5-3 at home. So yeah, like we said, Marshawn's back with those 12 carries on 34 yards. They got him going. I'm pretty sure they're going to start getting him going here in this next matchup.
Look for him to have about 15 carries, I think, in this next one.
Yeah, I just think Russell, they got him paid all that money, and I still think he's one of those guys that's starting to get a little off his game a little bit. Decline? He was at the beginning of the year, and then he stepped it back up. So he's showing me a lot now, but I think he needs to get on page with his coach. After watching that last week's game, literally the whole time, basically they're in goal, they passed.
Right. It's like,
and I'm like, run the fucking ball.
What the fuck are you doing?
And Seattle is one of those teams that not only run the ball, but they have a great rushing defense. And the Eagles are a good running ball team. They're 11th. But, Seattle coming in at 4th and an offense that's ranked at 8th. Their defense, I don't know. That's where I question this game the most. I was like, maybe the Eagles do have a chance here too. And home field, I mean, like I said, Philly's 5-3 at home, but that's still 2 games over 500, and you had a couple games where you struggled a little bit. But a Sunday night game that's probably going to be pretty interesting. I just had to take Seattle. I think when they win this, they go back to the 49ers. And
they're going to be on the road again, too.
Yeah, they play that number 1 seed in San Francisco, and possibly they might get that one. I don't know. We're going to have to see. But, it should be interesting.
I like the matchup just for simple facts that it's like, okay, Russell Wilson, here's your chance again, man, to shine. Show everybody why you should be the franchise guy, and everybody, always doubts you. And if he gets past them on the road, which would put them at, 8-1 on the road? After that for this year, and then go on the road again and beat the Niners, well, then you're looking at an NFC Championship and possibly a return to the Super Bowl, and hopefully, Marshawn Lynch is still healthy at that point, and they give him the fucking ball at the 1 yard line if they're in the Super Bowl.
Right.
But I just think Russell Wilson's the guy to trust here, versus Carson Wentz that doesn't have as much playoff experience, if any at all, and Russell Wilson should get it done, and the defense is better step it up because I've been looking pretty trashy the last couple weeks. When you played the Cardinals, like really, you lost the game to the Cardinals and they're not very good. But then I understand losing the 49ers game, but they shouldn't have because of that call. But like I said, we both got Seattle. That's the pick for this one.
So us picking Seattle at the number 5 seed, if they do win against the Eagles, that would put them against the 49ers. Another rematch of Week 17. Also picking the Saints in the other NFC wildcard game.
Sir.
That would put them against the Green Bay Packers, folks. That's going to be an interesting game.
Especially if that matchup
happened.
happened.
Wait for that one. That's going to be a tough game for us. I'm a little nervous. We've already beat the Vikings twice this year, so I wish the Vikings would beat them, but I obviously want to get the pick right, so I picked the fucking Saints. Superdome, Drew Brees. I mean, come on. But yeah, the Saints are a little more scarier of a team, in my opinion, against the Packers. Seahawks, if the Seahawks do go on to play the 49ers, that's going to be a fantastic game. And they've already beat the 49ers at home.
Right. And they haven't played very well at home here the last couple games for the Seahawks. So.
It'd be like a UFC fight where, Seahawks won the first one, 49ers came back and took the title back. Now this is the one that determines it all.
5 rounds in the octagon. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping we pick who we pick, and if the Saints do win and they come play us, well, that'd just be a hell of a game. So.
Yeah, definitely would be. So in the AFC, Ravens waiting on a winner. Chiefs, 49ers, and Packers all waiting on winners here. We shall see come Saturday and Sunday. Going to be a fun weekend.
Yes, sir. And from the Wavez podcast, we appreciate you guys in every single way. And if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us, please.
Yes.
I'm Mr. Bradley.
I'm T-Ball.
And this is the Wavez podcast. Peace out, people.
Later, guys.